song, so with you what my way I can do. Every song in my way just for you.
Has it occurred to you that I might not be well? I've got a heart that needs a bypass, I can tell.
So here we are together, then you and me, the best of friends.
Best of friends, you must be off your head.
How about employer then instead?
We have to work closely and mostly we do. We're opposite ends on. An industry without its smoke, it's wanna be, but God, I hope it is.
DJ Trap at the end, yeah, I managed to avoid it. What a diverse talent Gilbert O'Sullivan is. That's an album he had out some time ago. It's called Every Song Has Its Play. And that's a song called Showbiz featuring somebody called Nicky Henson. I'm not quite sure who he is. I have a feeling he might have something to do with the Muppets, but that's probably wrong. That's an album Gilbert O'Sullivan I think is brilliant. Of course, he's gone against the mainstream completely. Everything that he does just kind of fails, you know. But then again, when you see what he's up against, S Club 7 and Westlife, you can't expect the man to succeed, can you? Well, I have to say, what did you think of our weekend? We had a marvellous weekend.
How do you keep Terapin? Oh,
God's sake.
Oh, I don't
We did
know.
that last week, tell them.
Yeah, you have 5. In the bath. You have 5 Terrapins in the bath. 12 years? But are they in your bath for 12 years?
What to the children?
Oh, when you want a bath, you take them out. Oh, and I suppose that makes sense. Yeah,
that again.
Yeah.
Who is she,
Right,
Tiberius?
okay, right, what's your phone number? Yes, okay, right. Well, okay.
Sorry about this, we're just checking on the
your
general
first name
public
is?
what they're up to.
All right, okay. I'll get back to you, Maisie. All right.
It's like
All
having
right,
a
Maisie.
dipstick every
Right,
once in a while.
Bye.
What did she say, Terrapin? She has them in the bath?
She's got 5 Terrapins in her bath for 12 years.
And what does she do when she has a
She
bath?
wants, I don't know. I couldn't take any more. I'm ringing her back and letting you talk to her.
I think that she said that she takes them out of the bath whenever
Yes.
she has her bath.
Which is
She
a
shouldn't
good
do
idea.
that, you know. There was a Roman emperor called Tiberius. You heard of him, didn't you?
Yes.
What do you know about Tiberius?
Nothing.
Well, Emperor Tiberius had a villa in Capri, which is just outside Naples, but they don't call it Capri. A man from Portstewart. Do you know that a man from Portstewart rechristened an island in the Mediterranean? Do you know that? Jimmy Kennedy.
Jimmy Kennedy?
Isle of Capri.
Right.
It's not called Capri. It's called Capri. And you know the reason he called it Capri? Because he couldn't get it to rhyme by saying Capri. On the Isle of Capri, couldn't say that. Where I met her. On the Isle of Capri, where I met her. You can't say on the Isle of Capri, where I
What
met
have Gracie
her.
Fields got to do with it?
She lived there for most of her retired life. She lived in the island of Capri. I've been there a number of times. I've been to Gracie Fields Villa.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is that the Emperor Tiberius,
Yes.
in round about, I think it's 2nd century AD, had a villa in Capri, the very top, because the Roman emperors used to go to Capri because it was highly elevated and there were sea breezes there, and especially in summer, very hot in Rome, so they all went down to Capri and Naples, around that area. Pompeii as well, which of course was a seaside resort before the Vesuvius, the volcano Vesuvia erupted, and indeed buried them all. But the point I was originally trying to make is about the women's
Did you
Terapin.
see Joe Dolan last night on the TV?
I missed him. I'm actually glad I missed Joe Dolan because I've seen Joe Dolan too often. Joe Dolan doesn't do anything for me. He never did, really.
He was singing very badly.
He's singing very badly because he smokes and
He was
drinks all
singing
the
with a
time.
big orchestra.
Yes.
Sing it all well.
Can't sing. He's finished, you see. Maybe we shouldn't say that. No, what I was saying, you're probably saying to yourself, what has got Tiberius?
Did you tell the people about your boat trip?
Not yet. I'm coming around to that. But let's not keep the people hanging here. They're probably wondering what the Emperor Tiberius on Capri has got to do with the ladies' Terrapins in the bath in Belfast.
Yeah, so
Do you know what the connection is?
No.
Well, here's the connection. This is quite rude.
Oh, well, I don't want to know.
Well, it's not really rude, but
It
it's
is,
beyond our ken. It would be beyond what many of our people
What
in
Jimmy
Ulster...
Clitheroe said?
As Jimmy Clitheroe once said, Mum. No. See, what Tiberius used to do, how he used to get, well, his kicks, I suppose you may say that. He used to have a swimming pool and he kept minnows in it.
Right.
And he used to dive into the swimming pool and let them nibble him. Right? You didn't like that, did you? No. Well, see, I'm suggesting that maybe the woman does that the same with the Terrapins. Go into the bath with them in it. Get a bit of a nibble. Oh. I always say a good nibble keeps you going every once in a while in the absence of anything else. So, Tiberius minnows, you ever hear of Tiberius minnows?
When's the last time you had a good nibble?
Oh, I don't know. It's hard for me. Because it was difficult.
What about Philip and one?
It was difficult at the weekend. You witnessed the boat race.
I did.
On Saturday.
It was very exciting.
It was very exciting. Yeah. And the only thing was it rained constantly.
Yeah.
And there was some danger to the people in the boats. Now, let me explain what the situation was. There were 2 Chinese dragon boats, right? One of them crewed by my good self and many trusty men whom I gathered up at great expense and time during the week. And the other one was crewed by Hugo Duncan and a number of people from Strabane. Right, so I won, of course.
Yes.
You know, that's plain to see.
You spoiled it now for the people and the children.
No, I had a crow about it. We won by a number of lengths. But I'll tell you one thing, it was very, very precarious. And I don't think I'll ever get on one of those boats again, because someone told me that those boats have never gone out without them capsizing. Someone told me that. Someone told me that was the first time those boats ever went out that they didn't capsize. And mind you, Hugo was very nearly capsized. We happened to look over and we saw him. Hugo was basically under the water. And I never saw a man as terrified. He thought he was getting into the water because Hugo can't swim. And neither can I, really, when it comes down to the bit. But the only thing
I was there.
I know, but yeah, with your umbrella standing on shore. But what I was saying to Hugo, and I talked to him later, Hugo said he was terrified because he thought the boat was going underwater because he was bowled over by the wash of a larger ocean-going vessel, which indeed almost succeeded in submerging the submarine, or whatever you called the thing, the canoe. Yeah. And he was nearly in there. At one moment, I said, Hugo, I thought you were in. He said, I thought so too. He said, Jesus, boys, he says, I was so scared.
Is that the wash or the wake?
It's the wake. And the wash. Is it? He said, Jesus, he says, I was that scared I could hardly hear you people in the other boat laughing.
What about Philip and one?
It's a wee joke from me.
I know.
You know? I love humour. I think humour is very important. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Jay.
Is that Philip?
It is indeed.
Good morning, Philip. Incidentally, may I say to Mr. Coyle and to the listeners that we can see the boat race on Children Need Night, November the 16th on the Friday in all our glory. Did you like my hat?
Me? You asking me?
No, I'm asking him. Yeah, did you like my hat?
Your hat was quite nice.
It was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the jeans were all wrong. Why had you not leggings?
Because nobody gave me any leggings. And the word I asked about leggings, I said, anyone get any leggings there? And they said, no. I said, why not? Everybody else has got them. Mm-hmm. They said, we don't have any for you, they said. My jeans, I'm wet yet.
You were foundered.
I was foundered, and I'm still wet in places I don't wish to talk about. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry about that, we're getting distracted here.
I understand.
What can we do for you?
Well, I was listening to you on Friday. You read out a letter from a woman who had her laundry bag stolen.
That's right.
She had left it out for the African AIDS Trust.
No, she didn't leave it out for the African AIDS Trust at all. She left it out for somebody else, and the African AIDS Trust lifted it.
Oh, I see. Is that what it is? I've even got my facts wrong already.
That's all right. I do it all the time.
Yes. Well, I'm partly responsible, but I'm not responsible, if you know what I mean.
Are you the man who lifts the laundry bags for the African AIDS Trust?
No, I'm not. I manage a couple of projects in an office in Gerry. The African AIDS Trust uses the same office because it cuts down on costs, so it allows them to send all the clothes and any money they raise off to children in need in Africa.
Yes.
So I allow them the use of well, I don't really allow them use of my office because my chairman is also the chairman of the African AIDS Trust.
Yes.
Now, he's actually out of the country at the minute, and he's not back yet.
Yes.
So basically, the telephone number that's available to the African AIDS Trust is my telephone number.
Oh, good.
So when I was I'm obviously the person who's supposed to be on the other end of the phone to resolve this.
Yes.
But I wasn't there because I'm busy with work and I'm away out and about a lot. And normally, whenever that phone rings in relation to African AIDS Trust, I pass it on to my chairman, who deals with everything. So I really know nothing about it. That's not much consolation to the poor woman who lost her clothes.
Oh, I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Well, I was very concerned about it because, you know yourself, if you've got a bag of laundry, like I have a lovely orange shirt, and whenever I get it laundered, I'd be worried that it doesn't come back the way I got it because it was bought for me by a former girlfriend. It's the only thing I've left in memory of her, you know. Or it's one of the main things. So I can understand this woman probably has things in that bag that are of very personal interest to her, and they're gone. And you can't replace those with money.
Women are all the same, aren't they? They go and leave you, and then they leave you an orange shirt.
Yes. It was a lovely shirt. It was bought for me.
What was she like?
She was lovely. You're getting off the subject.
Would you rather have her or the shirt? Come on.
Well, now in reflection, I'm quite happy that the shirt's the only thing I have to worry about.
You're happy with the shirt now?
I'm happy with the shirt, yes.
Okay, right. Well, there's a man who knows what he wants.
So I just want to
yeah.
apologise to that woman. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this bag problem, but I haven't done so yet. But as soon as I can assure her that if we don't recover her clothes, that she will be more than adequately compensated in some other way.
I'm sure it was probably some mix-up.
It
Because
was
I
obviously
think,
a mix-up.
I think she probably brought this tragedy upon herself. Because for reasons best known to herself and reasons which I cannot figure out, she informed me, and I only know what she told me. She
Yes.
informed me that when she left the bag out, she left a little notice on it which said, "For dot cotton."
Oh, I see.
You see, the BBC might have picked that up because that's EastEnders.
Oh, dear.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think she's been a little playful and not a little bit deceitful.
Right, that's so we could see those clothes on television.
Yes, and maybe somebody, maybe one of your men came along and saw For dot cotton and said, "Oh, this is just a little joke here. That's probably for us."
All right.
I know
Gerry,
what's happening.
can I be honest with you?
Yeah,
This is quite a selfish call. I am concerned about your woman's clothes, and that's why I called you. But I want to bring up another subject.
yes,
I don't live that terribly far from Gerry,
yes.
but I don't know him personally apart from through the radio.
Yeah.
So I'd be reluctant to call down to his house, lovely as it is, beautiful little white cottage outside Brickland.
Yes.
But I bought myself during the summer a ride-on lawnmower at considerable debt to myself. But I've been away so much that the grass has got so big, and I don't want to destroy the lawnmower. I wouldn't cut it. It's so big now, and I want to get it cut before the winter really sets in.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for a goat or two goats to keep the grass down. And I was wondering if next time Gerry's on, if you'd pass on the message to him, because I'm a bit reluctant to call down to the house unannounced.
I don't think you should worry about calling down to the house unannounced. Everyone else does. Why did you call down to see him and ask him yourself? As a matter of fact, he was up... do you remember him on Saturday?
Excuse me, there's a man on 3 who wants to ask Philip a question.
Okay.
And, could you take the man on 3 now?
Sure. You don't mind talking to another man there, sir?
No, not at all, not at all.
Well, you see, Geordie was up here in Derrystoke, Londonderry on Saturday afternoon because he left on the bigger boat at 12 o'clock to take some people down the river and Lough Foyle for a 4-hour drinking spree. And I'm almost afraid to ask anyone how that went because I got offside immediately because I knew what was coming. Geordie's very approachable. He wouldn't mind you calling down to see
Well,
us.
I'll do that.
No, do indeed. Anyway, there's another man on the line. I have no idea what this man wants, but I think he wants to ask you something, which is probably maybe something to do with what you're talking about. Hello?
Hello.
Good morning, sir. You're through that other gentleman. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, you're through to the other gentleman.
Hello?
Maybe the other gentleman would answer. Is the other gentleman still there? Oh, sorry. Hello?
Yes.
Oh,
Pull yourself together, Gerry.
I was talking to the same man there.
I know, pull yourself together. You know.
I'm sorry.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. You're through to the other gentleman.
I have been on with Newry. I live in Kilkeel here.
Yes.
And one thing that really gets up my nose,
Yes.
or some,
Or other parts, yes?
yes, other parts, is, do you know these folk, it's him that's coming round, or he's sending people round with these bags for people to put stuff in them.
Yes.
Now, what I would like to know is, I've been on 5 or 6 times with these folk asking this question: why do they stick the plastic bag into the letterbox and leave the letterbox wide open? Now, I don't mind it in the summertime, but in the wintertime when we're away all day, when we come home with the letterbox wide open, the house is like a fridge. Now, I have asked many times, but nobody can tell me, why do they not push it straight through the letterbox like the ordinary mail?
You have little to complain about too, haven't you?
I know, but when
You
come
have
home,
little to complain about too.
Aye, when you're a pensioner and trying to make ends meet, you know what I mean.
All right.
When you come home, do you see, we have this nearly every other week in Kilkeel,
Yes.
and it's just, why do they not push it through? Could that gentleman ask me, why do they not push it through and leave it hanging outside, and if it's raining, the rain gets in through the letterbox and the porch is flooded? So
I can see
can you
you're-
ask me, why do they not push it right through?
Okay, is it Philip, is it?
It's Philip, yes. That's a fairly obvious question, all right. I have to say that it's a question that I've never been asked before in my life.
Me either.
It seems to me like common sense to put the bag right through the door. But if I can do anything, I mean, if I can contact these people, if I can first of all contact my chairman to find out who these people are, that would be a great help, and pass on the message to them.
Well,
I'm not
we
sure
have-
whether it's the same people that this gentleman's talking about. It could well be, I don't know.
Philip, we have about 3 or 4 different people. I don't mind, but whenever you come home, my God, I'd say, what's wrong with it? Is the heating off or what is it? Because, and then when you come through it, especially if the wind's in the south, the house is like a fridge, you know. But why do they not push it through?
A serious lack of common sense, I think.
It's probably they probably just don't even think about it.
I know.
It's probably, but you see, you're doing right to bring it to their attention.
Yeah.
Any man sticking a plastic bag into a letterbox probably just says, that's all right. And then if somebody said, listen, do you realise that by not putting that in, he said, oh, I never thought of that.
And
Maybe
then
they
I'm
never
out
thought
with
of it.
I have to get out with a mop here when the place is flooded, especially if the wind and the rain's in the south, you know.
Yeah. Okay,
However,
well there, Philip, you've told Philip now, and I'm sure he'll pass it on, won't you,
Right,
I
Philip?
will indeed. I'll do my best to pass it on to all those collectors.
Okay.
Right. Many thanks.
Not
And
at all,
thanks,
thank
Gerry,
you.
and thanks, Sean.
Not at all.
Bye.
No, you're all right. How do you feel
Okay,
How do you feel when the wind is in the south? Well, Philip, there we are now. You're getting all kinds of stick now. See,
Indeed, yes.
That's what happens when you come on the radio. It's like being a coconut shy.
Well, if I get a goat out of it, I'll not complain.
Well, you see, oh dear, I saw a thing the other day, and I shouldn't talk about this really. There's a program called Animal Undercover. Have you seen that new series? Animals
I don't get
Undercover?
much chance to see television, to be honest with you.
Well, you're a man like myself. I think maybe you've decided to stop watching it. I don't know. If I see Graham Norton one more time, what?
There's a lady phoned, Marion, I think her name was. She's got a broken hip, and she said that it's quite handy when people push the letters through the letterbox and don't push it all the way through, because you don't have to bend down and pick it up, and she said it's quite useful for her, and maybe for other people who are disabled. She says it's not a bad thing. And for those two whingers to shut up.
That's what I thought myself, you know.
Yeah.
No, not Philip, no, the other boy.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
I didn't like to say that. I'm glad she said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maisie's on too.
Who? Is she?
Maisie.
Is that the same Maisie? A different
Yeah.
Maisie? Yeah, okay.
You must be near finished with me, are you?
Yes,
'Cause I have
Philip,
to get,
thank
I have to
you.
get to Belfast.
Away you go, Philip, thank you very much. And go down and see Geordie, he won't mind.
All right, thank you very much.
If you bring a wee half and a whiskey, you'll never get out. Okay?
Good luck.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. There's a man sorted out. That man was left an orange shirt by a woman who went away.
Aye,
I'll tell you what, any woman who leaves me, she better leave an orange.
Bagley's birthday wasn't Saturday.
She better leave an orange shirt. Pardon?
Philomena Bagley, it was her birthday on Saturday.
Oh, was it really last Saturday?
Yeah, and we're to ask her what time did she get out of Michael Lear's at yesterday.
In other words, yesterday was Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if she had a celebration Saturday night, maybe she stayed all night.
Maybe
Is that what
so.
we're thinking here?
I don't know.
You know as well as I do, Philomena Bagley hates drink of any kind.
Oh, I know that. No, it's probably a Neeson
I
house.
certainly hope there's no drink involved, Sean,
Oh,
because
okay.
you know
I know.
how Philomena feels about drink.
I know.
She will not have
What about
a-
Maisie with the things?
What? Philomena Bagley, happy birthday to Philomena, good, finest singer in the world. If she's listening, happy birthday. I'm sorry we missed that. We should have played something by her.
You could always do it this morning.
I know, but
Is she in your core?
That's too much. No, I don't think she's in my core behind me. I really don't know. Where's Maisie?
On two.
Hello, Maisie.
Hello, Gerry.
Good morning. Maisie, you the same Maisie I was talking to before?
The same, the one with the waxworms and the bird and the electric blanket.
The one with the pet shop and you won't sell any pets?
That's me.
Somebody was ringing up
Where
to
the-
me and said that you're a great singer as well.
Oh, boy.
Are you a singer as well?
Well, yes, I've been known to sing a bar or two.
And other people rang up to say how valuable a member you are of the community. You're always
Well,
doing
that's-
things. And apparently you help everybody.
They're making me blush.
No, you see, what did you ever sing professionally?
Yeah, yes, I did
you
sing
see.
professionally. Yes, I did.
You're not Maisie McDaniels, are you?
No. I'm not as well known as Maisie. I sang in the clubs, in the working men's clubs professionally.
In Belfast?
Yes.
Really? Did you ever sing in any of the working men's clubs in England?
Well, not as a professional singer. I've sung in a lot of the working men's clubs in Blackpool, but only called up as a guest artist.
Oh, well, that's England.
Yeah.
Actually, you must be quite good then, because if you're not, they pull you off with a hook.
True.
Did anybody have a hook in Belfast?
No.
These
Not
are-
as far as I know.
They used to have hooks in England. I was in a place one time, I saw a hook. Well, I only ever saw it once. It was in a place, it was outside Manchester. Can't remember where it was, Bolton or Rochdale or something like that. It was a miners' club, and we used to play, these places were horrible. But I saw the hook in the corner. And I
They
said,
didn't hook you off, no?
no, they didn't. No, there was too
Thank
many
God.
of us. No, but they used to use it. I never saw it used, but the fella showed me, says, there's the hook there. I said, can't believe it. Anyway, what about you anyway? Any pets not sold today?
Well, it's not that. I missed somebody on about terrapins, red-eared terrapins.
Yes,
I have 5 of them
they're the big ones.
in the bath.
Okay. Well, a woman wanted to know what you feed those with.
Well, the vet from the DOE recommended cat food.
Cat food?
Cat food.
Oh, like mice.
Well, I feed mine bits of chicken, bits of cooked ham, bits of cat food, maggots if I can get them, and things like that.
hard to get a maggot when you want one.
Well, there's a fishing shop not too far from me, and they sell them, so I'm not too bad.
So basically, seriously, cat food, the vet said to you.
Cat food, yes, it is all the goodies that they need. But except that from November to about April, they don't feed hardly at all. Maybe only once a week, maybe once a fortnight. They sort of go into a semi-hibernation.
Oh, there's so very few terrapins going into the restaurant business then. So they semi-hibernate.
Yes. And
That's what people in the BBC are described as semi-hibernators.
the thing is, apparently there was some lady had a couple didn't want, and some other lady took them. And I had wondered how she kept them, because I have this lot of mine in the bath.
Yes.
And as I say, well, they're happy enough, but 5 of and the biggest one measures 14 inches long from her tail to her nose and 16 inches round the girth. So the thing what I want, Gerry, if people would not buy these tiny wee terrapins at an inch long for their children, because they look cute, because they do grow, and they can live up to 30 years. And you know what I mean? Most people then lose interest in them, or they die. Most of them die when they're very small.
You mean most terrapins, even the tiny ones, can grow big?
Oh, yes, because mine started off as tiny ones.
I didn't think some of them... I only thought certain species
No,
of them
no, they grow. Once they're put into tepid water.
Yeah. So you have water in the bath, have you?
Yes, they're in the bath. But you don't fill the bath up, because, believe it or not, they can drown. If you have small ones in a tank, you have to put a rock in for them to climb up on, or something for them to climb onto.
Yeah, so that's most of the ones who die are drowned. Is that
well, either that or the people feed them wrong.
Oh, right.
Or they don't have enough sort of heat to them.
Hold on a second. What?
How do you tell the difference?
Between what?
Maisie said that she's got a girl one.
Yes, I have three females and 2 males.
How do you know? What
well, did you ever see the advertisement in the TV, Sean, where the boy takes off his shoes and he has these great long toes which he wiggles at the girl's face? Well, the boy terrapin does that at the females.
I do that on a Saturday night.
That must be her fight.
So in other words, if you have big long toes, you're a...
No, he puts his wee claws up to her face.
Yeah.
And he squiggles them at her nose. That's him chatting her up. That's the boy.
So in other words, if you see a terrapin's claws being squiggled up against somebody's nose...
Another terrapin's nose.
The terrapin that's getting the claws squiggled up against it is the...
Is the female. And they're usually bigger than the male.
It must be terrible too. I mean, do they take off their coats when they go to bed, or...?
No, they do not. And the water's drained off at nights, and they're covered with a couple of old towels, and then the water's renewed in the morning. And then when I have to have a bath out to come into the cardboard box and...
Keep them in, see what happens.
Keep them in? Well, would I tell you, Gerry, it wouldn't bother me, but if you've any dangly bits, you'd better watch out.
I better not go near it then.
The snap.
They don't call turtles snappers for nothing.
Well, I mean, terrapins as a rule don't, but if you do put your finger in and annoy them, they will snap at it, you know.
Well, that's the last thing I need at this point in my life. I have to be honest with you. Well, Maisie, thank you very much. Will you sing a little bit for us before you go? Sing a wee
verse?
Oh, yeah, would you?
Well, we'll have a go of a cold, but we'll try.
Go ahead, yeah.
The summer wind came blowing in from across the sea. It lingered there to touch your hair and walk with me. All summer long we sang a song, and then we strolled the golden sand to sweethearts and the summer wind.
That's very nice.
Like painted kites, those days and nights, they went flying by. The world was new beneath the blue umbrella sky. Then softer than a piper man, one day it called to you. I lost you to the summer wind. Now the autumn nights, the winter nights, they have come and gone. But oh, those days, those lonely days, still linger on. And guess who sighs those lullabies through nights that never end? My fickle friend, the summer wind. There you go, Gerry.
It's a lovely song. You've got a lovely voice.
Oh, thank you very much.
Really nice. That's Frank Sinatra, isn't
It is indeed, yes.
Oh, lovely song.
It is a nice song.
Thanks very much, Maisie. I really enjoyed
You're most
that.
welcome.
We may ask you to sing again.
Well.
All right, then. Okay, well, look after your terrapins.
And tell people not to buy them for their youngsters.
Okay.
All right, Jack.
Don't be
Thanks
buying
a lot.
terrapins.
Bye.
Bye. That's Maisie, of course. Maisie, we were talking to Maisie a couple of days ago. I don't know if you caught that, what we were talking about, but Maisie had a pet shop at one stage, and she used to sell all kinds of things. And then she suddenly realised, she got this notion into her head that the people who were buying her pets weren't looking after them. So guess what she did? She stopped selling them to them. So what she did is she's got a pet shop, and she opens it, and the people go in and look at the animals, and they buy, ancillary things like, piece of food and stuff. So whatever she makes from that, she uses it to keep the animals, but she won't sell anybody any pets. It must be the only pet shop in the world that doesn't sell pets. I mean, another pet shop that doesn't sell pets, of course, is called a zoo. But then again, it's not a... Do you know what I'm trying to say?
You should send Noel down to see her.
Noel who?
Noel Thompson. Should be on the news.
I believe you've got a pet shop that doesn't sell any pets.
He would enjoy that. The wee items he puts on around 5 to 7.
Oh, the little laughing thing at the end. Oh, the happy bit at the end. And finally.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes, you're looking for a pet.
You're looking for a pet. This girl's got a present. That's me sacked again.
Yes.
Right, okay, coming up to 11 o'clock. We'll be back approximately 4 minutes past 11.
92 to 95 FM.
And 1341 medium wave.
BBC Radio Ulster.
Good morning, it's just gone 11 o'clock and at the news desk, this is Darren Vaughan. It's understood the Sinn Féin President Gerry Adams and the Ulster Unionist leader David Trimble have met for talks this morning. Mr Adams is also expected to meet the Secretary of State later on. In the meantime, Dr John Reid has appealed to paramilitaries to put their weapons beyond use, reassuring them of a positive response if they do. In an address to the Society of Editors in Belfast this morning, Dr Reid said the failure to do so would not be understood by people on both sides of the border.
I want to say to the paramilitaries, if you are able to do what the people of Northern Ireland want so desperately, to put arms beyond use and to take politics onto a new plane, then I believe that you will not find the response from this government, from the Irish government, from the American administration, and from the whole international community to be grudging or to be ungenerous.
A senior police officer has said the 2 children injured by a bomb blast in North Belfast last night are lucky to be alive. The girls, aged 8 and 11, were treated in hospital following the incident on the Limestone Road. Assistant Chief Constable Alan McQuillan says it was a dreadful attack.
We believe the bomb was actually thrown over between 2 rows of back-to-back houses. One of the girls saw it coming. It hit her in the chest and stunned her, then fell off and exploded and injured her friend. And her friend, late last night, had a piece of shrapnel on her back, so they've had a miraculous escape.
Meanwhile, the Protestant man shot in North Belfast yesterday afternoon is described as seriously ill but stable in hospital. Northern Ireland's biggest pork processing plant is a new owner following the acquisition of Malton Foods by Grampian Country for £35 million. The Cookstown plant employs more than 300 people and slaughters around 10,000 pigs a week. Grampian is one of the United Kingdom's biggest meat processing companies and has extensive pig rearing facilities in Scotland. The Defence Secretary Jeff Hoon has said that British ground troops are ready to be deployed in Afghanistan at short notice. Earlier, Downing Street said that the government was involved in continuing discussions with the United States about the use of ground forces. Reports from Afghanistan this morning say that dozens of patients were killed when a hospital in Herat was bombed during an American air raid. A Taliban official has been quoted as saying that between 50 and 70 people died in the incident, but there's been no independent confirmation of this. Meanwhile, the Foreign Secretary Jack Straw has been detailing plans for the long-term future of Afghanistan. Speaking at the International Institute of Strategic Studies in London a short time ago, Mr. Straw said there were 4 principles which should guide the international community's approach to rebuilding the country.
First, that the future should, above all, be placed in the hands of the people of Afghanistan themselves. Second, that we need a global coalition to help rebuild Afghanistan. Third, that the United Nations should take the lead in the political process. And fourth, that we have to devote the resources and the political will which are needed to ensure that we finish the job properly.
Now look at the weather. Mist will thin slowly to allow some hazy sunshine in places this afternoon. A maximum temperature of 14 degrees.
BBC Radio Ulster.
Travel news. Police are advising motorists to avoid Omagh Town Centre from around 11:30 this morning until 2:30 as a rally is taking place. The town centre will be closed to through traffic. Resurfacing work is taking place on the A6 Belfast Road, Dunadry. Traffic controls are in place and delays are possible. And finally, at the International Airport, the GO flight from Glasgow, due to arrive at 12:10, has been delayed for around an hour. Deirdre Harshaw with the travel news.
Okay, welcome back. Thank you.
BBC Radio Foyle
and BBC Radio Ulster
with Gerry Anderson.
Okay, welcome back. It's coming up to 5 minutes past 11 o'clock. If you want to contact this programme, the number to ring is 08459 555 678, or indeed if you want to send me an email. I haven't checked during the course of the news, maybe I should have. It's jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. I'm fed up with politics.
You're speaking to him? Yes.
I'm fed up with politics. I miss people. Whatever happened to Patrick Mayhew? Whatever happened to him? Look here, you petties. Can't you learn to live together like ordinary people? Look, come on, cheer up, you petties. A listener would like to hear Festival of Fools by Raymond Froggatt. Never heard of it. A caller wants to know the singer of the song Butterfly Kisses. We heard of that, but we can't recall what it is. A caller is looking for details of where to buy a Henry McCullough CD, particularly the one called From Belfast to Boston, I do believe. We can't buy that in the shops. Henry's on a website. It's www.henrymccullough. That's all lowercase .com. That's MCCULLOUGH. Henry McCullough, all one word, .com. You get information on that. Found a grey kitten yesterday at Lower Square in Castlewellan. Contact Radio 4. And get well soon, Celine McGrory of Royal Victoria Hospital from her husband Joe. Now look here, you petties. Can you learn to live together? What's the matter with you? Cheer up. A 6-month-old Jack Russell Terrier was lost on Friday the 12th of October. That's a couple of weeks ago now. That's Friday before last, sorry. It was lost outside the BP station in Rathfriland Road in Newry. Now, it's a black and white, an unusual little dog. It's Jack Russell, 6 months old. It's black and white with a brown head. Now, it was seen at the BP station. A man in a white van apparently rolled up and said something about the dog or whatever. Maybe the wee dog followed him, or maybe the man in the van took the wee dog. He thought it was lost for safekeeping. I don't know. Maybe he thought the wee dog wasn't from around there. But anyway, something weird happened. The wee dog answers to the name of Tim. Tim. It's 6 months old, Jack Russell Terrier, lost Friday the 12th of October outside the BP station in Rathfriland Road in Newry. And it's black and white with a brown head, and indeed, who wouldn't like to be black and white with a brown head? If you want to contact us, give us a ring at 08459 555 678. Look here, you petties!
We're trying to remember your man's name. We're talking here.
Come on, cheer up, you petties!
What do you call him?
I don't live together.
Family. It was on with Parkinson on Saturday night.
I didn't see Parkinson on Saturday night.
What do you call him?
I don't know who he... Give me a clue.
The man in the royal family, the father in the royal family.
Ricky Tomlinson.
Ricky
Tomlinson. Sure, he was on with Kelly on Friday night too.
But he was better on with Parky. I shouldn't have said that, should I?
Yeah. Actually, now that you're so friendly with Gerry and everything. Now that he's fighting with Pat Kenny and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, you're another enemy.
Yeah, but he was all dressed up, you see, in his teddy bear outfit with Parky.
Kelly will put your name in his book.
Aye.
You see, you've messed it now. All your crawling and sucking, eh? Hey, no good to you now. Just a rash comment from the side of your mouth, and you destroyed your relationship with Kelly. Yeah, I'm glad, because I wasn't there. Here's a thing here that you might be interested in. At the end of your programme on Friday the 12th of October, you had a lady on inquiring where she could purchase left-handed products. You're not left-handed, are you? You are, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought there was something a bit sinister about you. Do you know that the word sinister actually means left-handed? Did you know that? There is a company in Surrey called Anything Left-Handed, which has its own members club online store and access to other retailers selling left-handed goods.
I don't understand why people who are left-handed look for left-handed goods.
Well, I've seen you struggling with your mouse.
I know.
You should have a
You can't
left-handed...
get a left-handed mouse.
You can. You can get one here, I bet you. I've seen you with your mouse, and I've seen you not being able to handle it at all. And I feel like saying, can I help you with your mouse? And you say, no! Oh, look here, you petties. Can't you use your mouses? Cheer up, you
People look
petties.
for left-handed tin openers.
Why can't you learn to live together like ordinary decent folk? Cheer up. You petties. What is it now? What are you saying?
I don't look for left-handed things.
I know you don't. That's because you're embarrassed about being left-handed. You try and disguise it. You disguise it. I see you trying to hide it. I knew you were left-handed. I thought you were going to deny it then. I was going to fight with you.
No.
I was going to say, okay, shoot me with your right hand then. If you can. You'd miss. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. What am I talking to you for?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm going to play a song now. We rarely play Rod Stewart in this programme for no particular reason, other than most of the stuff he does is crap. But every once in a while, Rod Stewart's got a very good nose for a song. Every once in a while, he records some beautiful songs, apart from the odd Do You Think I'm Sexy when he waves his bum at you, which we don't want to see. Here's a song called Tom Trobert's Blues, written by Tom Waits.
Wasted and wounded, and it ain't what the moon did. I've got what I paid for now. See you tomorrow. Hey Frank, can I borrow a couple of bucks from you to go waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda? You go waltzing Matilda with me. I'm an innocent victim of a blinded alley, and I'm tired of all these soldiers here. No one speaks English, and everything's broken, and my strength is soaking away. To go waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you go waltzing Matilda with me. Now I've lost my St. Christopher, now that I kissed her, and the one-armed bandit knows, and the maverick Chinaman with the cold-blooded side, and the girls down by the striptease shows go waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you go waltzing Matilda with me. No, I don't want your sympathy, fugitive say that the streets aren't for dreaming now. Manslaughter, dragnets, and the ghosts that sell memories want a piece of the action anyhow. Go waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you go waltzing Matilda with me. And it's a battered old suitcase in a hotel someplace, and a wound that will never heal. No prima donnas, the perfume is on, shirt that is stained with blood and whiskey. And good night to the street sweepers, the night watchmen, flame keepers. And good night, Matilda, too.
I get up and nothing gets me down. Well, you've got it tough. I seem the toughest soul around. And I know, baby, just how you feel. You got to roll with the punches just to get to what's real. I can't just see me standing here, I've got my back against the record machine. I ain't the worst that you've seen. Don't you know what I mean? You might as well jump. Well, you might as well jump. Go ahead. How old are you? Who said that? Baby, how have you been? You say you don't know until you begin. But can't you see me standing here? I've got my back against the record machine. I ain't the worst that you've seen. Don't you know what I mean? You might as well jump. Well, you might as well jump. Go ahead and jump. You might as well jump. Go ahead and jump. Well, you might as well jump. Well, you might as well jump. Go ahead and jump. Go ahead and jump. Go ahead and jump. Go ahead and jump.
That's an old one. That's a great song. That's a song called Jump, recorded there by Aztec Camera. That's a while ago. There's recently recorded by Van Halen. That's an unusual version of that. I've always liked that. Never had a chance to play it much, but I've always liked that. It's Aztec Camera. Jump is from an album called Under the Covers, which is a selection of covers, as it implies. And before that, we had Tom Trobert's Blues by Rod Stewart, Waltz Matilda. That's written by Tom Waits from an album called Peaches. There we go. Hits from the 90s. We're all going back now, I say. Bob Cobb. Oh! Hello! Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, I'm sorry for keeping you. I'm a little hysterical today.
Oh, no problem. You just read out a question and somebody asked for Raymond Froggatt.
That's
Festival
right.
of Fools. I can't believe you've never heard of him.
I have heard of him. I have heard of him.
Oh, jeez, he's right up your street, I'm
Now,
telling you.
mind your tongue, sir.
Sorry.
Mind your tongue. There are children listening. Children who are
Oh,
sick, who can't go to school and turn on the radio for solace and hear this filthy language.
No, I'm a big Tom Waits fan, and I know you've got great taste, you know, I'm not bumming you up or anything, but you must have heard of this guy. You'll love him, you know, if you get to hear him.
I have heard of Raymond Froggatt. I haven't.
Oh, he's
Just,
brilliant.
I'm not a. I haven't heard much of him. You know, I don't know. I just kind of. I've heard his stuff, you know, but it doesn't really grab me right away. He's all right, I suppose, you know.
He's a very talented writer, you know.
Well, I'm sure he
and a
is.
singer.
Maybe
He
I
takes it
haven't
back
heard.
to the 60s or something, his voice, you know.
Well, maybe I haven't heard. Maybe I haven't heard the best of his stuff. You know, I don't know. Well, I can't. I don't. I can't. Sorry, I can't talk to them. I'm just saying that I don't despise him. I know who he is. I hate to upset you in any way.
Well, if you're looking for details, ask Sean, okay? Because he has all the details.
Yes, that's what I'm afraid of. That's one of the reasons I don't like Raymond Froggatt. Anything that Sean likes, I know it can't be good.
No, you have to share, you know, share your music.
I don't believe in sharing, no.
You don't?
No, I don't believe in that. See, there's certain people, if they like a thing, I automatically don't like it. Because that's the only way I can keep myself sane.
Oh, right.
I know I'll always be right. I know I'll never make a mistake. All right, then, I apologise on behalf of the
Right, Gerry, right. Just to let you know. Cheerio.
You're all right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm told that Bob Carlyle sang Butterfly Kisses. Do you know anything about Butterfly Kisses?
A man looking for two goats.
Happy 25th anniversary to Morris and Geraldine Begley of English in Dungannon, or even Dungannon. Dungannon from Begley and McCann families. There we are, that's that covered. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Who's that?
Good morning. Is that Gerry?
It is, yes.
My name is Mamie McKeegan. I'm ringing here from Christendon.
Mamie McKeegan?
Yes.
That's quite hard to say that.
Oh, no, it's not. Mike Keegan.
Mamie McKeegan?
Yes.
It's not everybody could say that, you know. I'm sorry, you've obviously had no trouble yourself.
No.
All right, then, sorry. What's in a name, as Shakespeare said. Carry on.
Well, Gerry, I listen to your show every morning, of course.
Good.
And I enjoy it. I'm a niece of the late Mickey McElhatton's. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Mickey McElhatton?
Yes.
Why is that name familiar to me? I know him.
Did you?
How do I know him? Tell me how I know him.
I think actually there was a song written about him.
Yes, there was.
Wasn't
That's
that
it.
right?
That's right. Oh, you have to help me more.
Yeah, that's right.
It's something about cows, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
It's something about milking cows.
I never thought it was a very good song, but how never.
It's about milking cows or something, isn't it?
How
And about
never.
heifers.
I never really could have sort of heard the words right. It was sort of quick sort of song, but anyhow.
Yes.
I have got a little brown and white dog.
Yes.
And unfortunately we can't keep it any longer.
Yes.
And I was wondering if there anybody out there would be interested in giving it a good home. It's a sort of big Jack Russell, if you like.
Hold on a minute. We've lost a wee Jack Russell, brown and white, this morning. It's not the same one, is it?
No, I don't think so, Gerry, because this would be bigger than a Jack Russell, like more a sort of pointer type. I think it might be maybe half Jack Russell, half pointer. I'm not sure.
When did you get it, or how long have you got it?
I know we have got it a wee while. It's about a year old.
Oh well, yes.
So it wouldn't be that little one that you're talking about.
No, it only disappeared a couple of weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
Yes, okay.
So I was wondering if anybody out there could give it a good home. We can't have it, unfortunately, any longer.
That's nothing to do with the dog, though, is it? Anything to do with his behaviour?
No, not really. It's just that...
No, you don't have to tell me. No,
but there's not... It's just that it loves walks and it likes company. And unfortunately, we can't sort of offer it that. It's a great one-to-one dog, loves company, loves going walks, and just generally likes people.
So maybe there's no one in your house that can go
That's right.
and give it a
That's
good walk.
right.
Yeah, okay.
And I have two small children here, and
Yeah.
I just have not, unfortunately, the time to look after it.
How small are the children? Maybe that's... no, of course, they're 2 wee, aren't they?
The children are only 2 and 3, and, it loves to play with them, and the little one, it would sort of knock her over with kindness,
Yes.
So...
Pity they weren't a bit older. They could take her out for a walk and they could look after her, but then they're too young.
They're too young, really.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if anybody out there, that would be interested in giving it a good home. Otherwise, I wonder where I could put it.
Don't be getting it put down, whatever you do.
Oh, no, I don't want to do that. No.
Don't do that. I hate that.
No, I don't want to do that either.
No.
Definitely not.
No, don't even consider it. So, but let's try and help you anyway. So where do you live?
I live in Cushiondown.
Sorry, you told me.
Yes.
Nice, lovely place down there.
It is. It's very nice. It's very grey and overcast this morning, I must say. With a lot of rain over the week, with a lot of rain last night.
You can't expect it to be nice all the time by the sea.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Did you ever see Liam Neeson knocking about there?
Funny, I saw his mother the other night. I went to see Brendan Boyer. And Liam Neeson's mother was there. I think she's from the same place as where Brendan Boyer comes from.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And I think she's from Cork. And I'm not quite sure. And he's from Waterford.
Wexford.
Is that? No. He's from
Waterford.
Waterford,
and she's from there as well.
Is that right?
Because he said that night that Kitty Neeson came from Waterford.
She's a great woman.
She's marvellous.
She's great crack.
I
enjoy her. I'll tell you a story about her that I think I told. Did I tell this story before?
Eh?
Apparently
he's not from Waterford. Don't think he was born in Waterford.
What does it matter?
Well,
for God's
he
sake.
claims to be from Waterford, but he wasn't born.
All right,
in Waterford.
okay.
What are you on about now? What?
It doesn't matter if he's in Waterford or not. It's just a story.
Are you going to tell a story about what?
I'm going to tell a story about Kitty Neeson. About
Of course you would.
No, I'm going to tell.
Of course you would.
No,
yes.
I'm going to tell a story.
I can't talk about Gerry Kelly's belly, but you can talk about Kitty Neeson.
No, I'm going to talk.
Surely. Let's hear the story.
All right, I'll tell the story.
And then I'll tell a story about Gerry Kelly.
You never heard this before. You never heard this story. You see, I met Kitty a long time ago, before I knew she had a son at all. And she...
Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? Are you trying to tell me now you knew Kitty Neeson before you knew of Liam?
Yes.
What a lie. What a barefaced lie.
It's not a lie.
It is.
Okay, I'll just say a couple of words to you. The Leamore House Hotel.
Okay.
Where's that?
Here, what about...
Where's that?
Here, what about the Killy Hevelin?
What about the Kelly?
That's my story. You're mentioning the place. I'll mention the place. Does I know Gerry Kelly before he had his belly?
Oh, you knew Gerry Kelly before he was on the TV?
Yes.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would remember being the Leamore House Hotel in Ballymena one time.
Oh.
And I remember standing at the bar.
This woman came up to you?
No, and I knew this woman. And the reason why I remember this woman is because that's when I first found out that her son was an actor. If you'd let me finish the story. I'm not making it up. There was another lady there whose daughter was in a famous...
Let's get back to the hotel.
I have to tell you the whole story.
You're standing at the bar.
I'm standing at the bar.
Were you in a show band then?
No. I was down judging a beauty competition.
How long ago are we talking?
Oh, around about 1987.
1987. Okay, right.
Yes. And
I'm standing on Radio Ulster then?
Yes, I was.
So you were a glittering
celebrity.
Yes.
And I'm down there judging some beauty competition. I'll tell you who was there, God rest her. The lady, Linda Jane was there, God rest her.
Right, okay.
She was there. And her husband, Trevor.
Right.
And we were down there, we were drinking away like mad. And you know what you do when you're judging beauty competitions.
And no one had heard of Liam Neeson in 1987.
Look, can I tell the story?
Well,
can I tell the story?
Well, go ahead then. Tell
All right,
the story.
I'll tell. Sorry, who was I talking to there?
That's Mimi.
Yes,
Mimi.
that's right.
Mimi, I'm sorry. We're telling the story. I'll get back to you in a moment.
Have you got just carried away there?
No, I'll be back to you in a minute.
Actually, my mother used to work in Neeson's in Ballymena before ever Barney Neeson got married. That's Liam Neeson's father.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many moons ago.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, she always holds a great torch for Liam Neeson. She's 87 now.
Yeah.
And
my wife played with him.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, well, let's not get into that.
Right.
Well, let me tell you, your wife's not your wife.
Yes.
What wife is that of yours?
My wife that lives in the house with me. She played with Liam.
She lives in a place where you sleep?
Yes.
Okay. But can I tell the story? Do you mind if I tell the story? I was in the Leanmore Hotel. Well, I don't know if it's called that now, whatever. I don't know.
You're in an hotel. It doesn't matter.
A Leanmore House Hotel. I was in the hotel, standing drinking away like mad.
Yes.
Drinking like mad. And there's 2 women there, and I got to talk to the 2 women, and I knew one of them, who turned out to be Kitty Neeson because I'd seen her before. And
Oh, there you
You
are.
knew this woman because you knew her before.
no, I was talking to her because I'd met her somewhere before, and I didn't know who she was, but I met her somewhere before.
Yes.
Because I'd met her somewhere before. I mean,
Right.
is that so funny that I met someone somewhere before? And then we had a conversation. There was another woman there. I'm not going to tell you what her name was because she would be very angry, but her daughter was at the moment famous. Okay?
Right.
Don't ask me anymore.
All right, I want.
Her daughter was famous.
Right.
And she was from the Antrim area.
Right.
You see? And I knew this other woman. I said to her, your daughter's famous. She's doing really well.
Yeah.
And she said, yes. And then Kitty put down, and she said, I have a son who's an actor as well. I said, is that right? What's his name? She said, Bob Hope. No, she said, Liam Neeson. I said, oh, that's good. And then I went back to the other woman, and the other woman says, oh, yeah, she's doing really well. They've sold 1 million records. I said, that's fantastic. I said, she'll be buying you a big house someday. She said, I already have one. And I had turned around to Kitty, and Kitty went, oh, dear. Kitty didn't like that at all. That's when I knew Kitty was all right. Because she never said she'd a big house. Anyway, that's all.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie.
lie.
You always accuse. I'm turning you off. Yeah, sorry. Mimi?
Yes.
I'm sorry. This is
Yeah.
getting out of control.
Yes, her his sister lives in Cushendall here,
That's right.
which is about 3 miles from us.
That's right,
Around
indeed.
about that.
That's right. But that's not going to get your dog a home.
No, that's very true.
We've wandered away far from that.
You've wandered far away.
Okay, so you have a dog, and it's what age is it again?
It's about a year.
It's just only young.
Yeah.
And it's a Jack Russell semi-pointer.
Yeah.
Very friendly, good with children.
Likes walks.
Yes.
Loves people.
Yeah.
And loves the comfort of the house.
You'd be sorry to see it go.
Well, unfortunately, I just cannot have it, and I have been told so.
Oh, I see.
So,
But all the same, you will be sorry to see it go.
oh
sure.
yeah, I do like animals. It's not as if I would just like it to get a good home.
Yeah, well, you can be the judge of that. If we get a response to that, which I'm sure we will in some way.
That would be great, Gerry.
Sometimes we don't, so don't be dependent on
Yeah.
it. Sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
So maybe, preferably someone who doesn't live too far away from you, I suppose.
Yeah, I did try round here, but there's a lot of dogs round here, a lot of sheepdogs and things, because it's more a farming area,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Okay.
So, how'd your boat race go?
It was fraught with incident.
Really?
It was very hairy indeed.
Oh.
I worried about Hugo. Hugo was nearly over the side.
Yeah, Hugo was in Carnock on Friday night.
Was he?
Yeah, he was up in the bridge and I sort of contemplated at one stage of going to it, but then there was...
That would have been a foolish move. But he was all right on Saturday morning. He was okay. We set off there at 10 o'clock in the morning. It was very early for
that
me.
was very good.
The only time I ever seen the water at 10 o'clock on the Saturday morning was through my bedroom window.
Yeah.
And I was very wet indeed, and I was terrified, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Because somebody told me that those boats have never gone out without capsizing.
Really?
They always fall over. And the man that was instructing us was telling us what to do when it capsized. And I was saying, what are you telling me that for? He says, because you'll be in it when it capsizes.
Oh, my goodness.
I said, is there any chance of it capsizing? He said, there's a fairly good chance it will go over, yeah. And I said, but I can't swim. And he says, well, haven't you a lifeboat? He says, I will drag you up from the bottom if you get stuck.
How scary.
And I said to myself, if I go into that water, I will never speak again because I get pneumonia and die.
Oh.
But I didn't go in, but I got very, very wet. But after all, I consoled myself by saying to them, it's for the children.
Mimi.
Yes.
Mimi, Mimi, her name's
Mimi.
Mimi.
Yes.
Mimi.
Yes,
Yes.
M-E-M-I-E.
Yeah. All right then. No problem. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hold on a minute,
Mimi. I wasn't
I would like you to say hello to a couple of my friends if they're listening this morning, if they're up on a float. Margaret from Carnock and Roisin from Cushendall and Moira and Ballycastle and any other of my friends that happens to be listening this morning. I'd just like to say hello and maybe you'll play a wee bit of music.
I certainly will.
I thought that was a very funny one, that one that you play sometimes called The Farm.
Yes.
I do laugh about that and I think it's very funny.
I have another one for you here.
Have you?
I'm going to play this one for you. I just got this the other day. Patsy O'Hagan.
Yeah?
He wrote to me and he sent me a CD and he said he'd heard that some people had been asking about a thing that he did called Getting Dressed.
Oh!
Did you ever hear that?
My grandmother was called a Hagan. I wonder was she any relation.
I wonder indeed if that's the case. Well, he's from around about Newry, Ross Trevor, somewhere around there.
All right.
All right. But this is about a man complaining about his wife never being ready.
Oh, right.
It's called Getting Dressed. I think you'd like this.
All right.
If you like the other thing, you'll like this.
Oh, good.
Okay, love. We'll try and get you. We'll try. Let me just check. Was that somebody inquiring about the lady's wee dog?
That was Donna. I was asking for Mimi. That's why I was. Yeah.
Okay.
So Donna's going to ring you, Mimi.
Well, thank you very much, Jerry.
Okay, Mimi.
And it was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you as well.
Right.
Have a listen to this. You'll probably enjoy this. Okay?
Goodbye, Jerry.
Bye.
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 If there's one thing on earth that makes me depressed, it's sitting waiting on the wife getting dressed. I swear to watch her, she would drive you insane. Some of her antics I'll try and explain. Now we're asked out to this fancy do, and I'm sitting shining from me head to my shoe. I've shampooed and I've shaved, and I've had a wee shower. All done, you might say, in a third of an hour. But Maggie, she's different, I'll have you to know. I can't think of a word that's slower than slow. Now, she'll not have a shower in case she might slide, so the bath is filled up and Radox applied. She'll slop and she'll splash, she'll sing and she'll laugh. You would swear there's a crocodile let loose in her bath. She rubs and she scrubs, and the one hair she got set is tied back with a scarf in case it gets wet. Then she dries herself well with 4 towels or more, and the powder she uses is like snow on the floor. I believe she's a magician, because from this wee box with a flop, our Maggie can produce a full chemist shop. There's creams and there's lotions, all colours so bright, and wee dainty paint brushes, boys, they're a sight. There's lipstick and polish and bottles of spray, and wee things to pull out those hairs that's torn grey. And the faces she makes, boys, it's a Tara, as she thickly applies that stuff called mascara. And the back of her lugs are then perfumed and scented. Bad luck to the day that stuff was invented. How did the old folks do in the days that's gone by, when there was no such thing as hairspray or dye? For the price of one of those bottles, I haven't a doubt, a man could buy a full case of stout. Now her makeup is on and she's powdered her nose, but the worst bit of all is when she's picking her clothes. There's no saying on earth a bet will compare as a woman complaining, I've nothing to wear. Now in front of the wardrobe she twists and she whinges, and the bloody thing's sitting stuffed to the hinge. With dresses all sizes, colours so gay, some meant for the sunshine or cold winter's day. So with one hand on her hinge and one on her chin, she examines the contents that's hanging within. Then the clanging of hangers rings aloud in me head as a dozen or so outfits are flung on the bed. Now I sit and say nothing, for I know that it's best. I'm sitting ready. She's the one that's not dressed. Now in front of the mirror she'll stand and she'll grin. The first one tried on, and she pulls herself in. She'll pivot, she'll smile, she'll pose and she'll sway. That doesn't look right, and she throws it away. The next one's the same, she tries, then she throws, still complaining, I've no bloody clothes. Now I try to ignore her, though she's hard for to miss. Then me attention she demands, do I look all right in this? Oh, Maggie, it's perfect, is my instant reply. And may God forgive me if I tell her a lie. For this waiting and watching would drive you to tears. I've been watching her antics this 20-odd years. And the more that I watch, I think she's not wise. When she's picking her clothes, does she not think of her size? Or maybe it's me, I'm just easy depressed. Or is this the done thing when any woman gets dressed? It's just me all confused. I'm in a terrible state. The do was at 9. It's now 10. And we're late. Thanks very much.
soldiers stolen, ships that came sailing, started from the shoreline, people stood waiting, but armies came invading and raided to conquer.
And there stood nothing of a land that stood longer.
But mine was much stronger than one could ever be. Took away the land, planned a new destiny. Butchery and murder, and still I say murder. Butchery and murder, and still I say murder.
Wait, hold up, cause first I break the mold. Culture's growing stronger, age you're never old. Death accelerating, I don't wanna die. Fisher by a ship, Lord, tell me where I lie. Gone one the lucky ones, disease of suicide. The pride of survivors, the cry for those that died. To resurrect the status and overcome the void. No bells and beasts of border for this young black boy.
Ship ahoy.
Ships used to sail, I don't think so. Well, there's a wage entail. 9 to 5 slavery or 24/7. Most slaves tricked by the promise of a heaven, controlled by the sound of a whip that goes sack. My forged minded ghouls make sure there's no slack. Thinking not a slave cause no whip marks your back. Now a bureaucrat wills the 9 tails of a cat.
Ain't nothing changed but the weather, the song remains the same. Horus comes left, set up on the lame brain. You can't tame the beast, beast can't be changed. Have to smash the system, wisdom rearranged. Slavery, claimed to be history's mystery. Wished it could be, still part of we. Search and look around, my birthplace is torn, but England has fallen, dust against dawn. Ship ahoy.
Mandela's free, but still can't stop the slaughter. Now they call it free trade, free choice for all. But the real freedom's 10% small. Freedom is a song which the cage bird sings. They keep the key, all we see is the key ring. Fooled by the glisten, all that glitters is my gold. And I will not bow the bees and I'm sold.
I stand here, stand clear, truth be my witness. How many Hitlers before you see the litmus? Tessa won't rest, slave won't behave, but no one not the freedom of the slave. If the East wants a beast, let the beast roam. Cause in the East, the death of the beast was sown. You can fool the people that they're equal, but you won't fool me with a sequel. Ship ahoy.
Good, that isn't it? That's a band called Marksman. I haven't heard them for a long time. They're very, very good. That's a song called Ship Ahoy by Marksman. That's an album called 33 Revolutions per Minute. Right, I've got a lot of communication to get through here. I have to say hello to Sammy Allen in Cookstown, who's 80 years old today. That's from Ron and Yvonne. And hello to Tracy and David Tennant. Thanks for all your help. Please say hello. Please say or read The Rubber Man. We're getting a lot of... We should release that.
You should. All right. Could you give details of Patsy Fagan? Or Patsy O'Hagan?
Hello, Patsy Fagan. No. I've got a CD
Patsy
here.
Who was it?
Patsy O'Hagan.
Oh, we're sorry.
I've got a CD here called Live in Kilbrony Park Cafe, but I don't think it's in general release. Copyright Patsy. He gives his phone number. So I'll give that out. It's on the CD.
I think you should.
Okay, if you want to get this, I would say ring this.
Right.
It's 028 86 73 60 70. 028 86 73 6070.
Bingo!
It's time for the full house. Joyce Brush has been recording this programme again. Remember the other day
What about the man? What about Anne-Marie, who's been waiting for 27 minutes?
Joy, where is she?
I hope she's on one.
If she's not, we'll do the other thing. Okay. Hello, good morning, Anne-Marie.
I don't think so.
How long has she been waiting for 27 minutes?
Yeah.
That seems a long time, even by this programme standards. She probably can't afford the phone bill. Joyce Brush has been recording stuff again. Remember I said that every time you do something, you record something? Well, it's recorded us talking about frogs. And I have a letter here about frogs, strangely enough. It says here, on your programme...
Will you turn me off?
No. On your programme on Tuesday, a man told you that he had found a frog in his bathroom. He didn't know how it got there, or why the bathroom of all places. The simple answer is that the frog came up the sewer pipe into his toilet and then jumped out onto the floor. The little buggers. I found a baby frog one day in my toilet, which is upstairs. It had climbed a 12-foot vertical sewer pipe to get there. It was really determined, wasn't it? How it managed to do that, I do not know. Perhaps they have suckers on their feet. I think perhaps they might have. I wonder if Geordie would know. No, Geordie has enough suckers in his feet. I didn't throw the frog out the window. I just flushed the toilet instead. P.S. I live out in the country and have my own sewage system. Well, wish I had that. But I don't know how the frog got into it. P.P.S. This may not be suitable for reading out in the programme. Of course it is. It's informative, it's educative, and it's... have you got your own sewage system? You see, you don't need one.
Would you talk to Peter?
Listen,
He wants to ask you a question.
There's a great gap in our knowledge, right? How did Geordie get on the boat on Saturday?
There's a lady going to talk to you about that very
No, I want to talk to her
yes,
about... Where's she?
No, well, this is Peter first, and then we're talking...
Peter first?
Peter...
I don't think so somehow.
He's on too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Hello, Peter.
Hello.
Sorry, I thought you were that whistling man there.
Yes.
That's okay. Carry on, sir.
Gerry, you played a banjo track on Friday.
Yes.
5-string banjo, and long been an admirer of pull-offs and things on 5-string banjo.
You have to tell me
You didn't announce the name of it.
You have to tell me what a pull-off is.
It's a technique on banjo, on 5-string banjo.
Okay.
You played a track, The Deep Southern Sun.
Yes.
Or something.
It's called Bright Sunny South.
Bright Sunny South.
I've got that here at the moment. I'll tell you all the details. It's an album by Alison Krauss and Union Station. Alison Krauss, Krauss.
Yep.
And her band is called Union Station. And the album is called New Favourite.
Right.
And it's just out. And it's on... Let me see. These are CDs, don't tell you anything. It's on Rounder or CRS. And the number is RRCD 0495. 0495.
Got that.
That's it.
Many thanks.
That's it. It's a marvellous album. It really is. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
If you're a banjo player, no matter what you are, it's everything on this.
I asked a dozen of people who would know, who hang around banjo players.
Yeah.
Who this would have been, and the brother, Where Art Thou, and everything else came up.
That's the one.
Not Alison Krauss.
That's the one.
Okay.
Oh, brother, Where Art Thou? That's the one. She sang that.
Oh, was that on that?
No, it's not on it, but she did that. It was her and her man did Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, of course.
But it's not off the CD?
No. The banjo player is... let me see if I can find you his name. Banjo. Hold on a minute. Banjo. Ron. Oh, God, it doesn't tell you names here. God, that's terrible. Ron Block. His name is Ron Block. That's his name, and he plays with Union Station. And that's the best... See, when you buy that album, it's the best few quid you'll spend.
Ah, it sounded great.
Okay, you're probably going to Virgin, the fellow will look at you and go, what?
Gerry.
If you can't get it, ring Bert McCormick in Ballyclare.
Gerry.
Yes.
Can you put out a request? Find out where curly-haired people have gone to. When I was at school, every second person in the class had tight curly hair.
You're absolutely right.
Where have them people gone to? Have people not curly hair anymore?
I think people are ashamed of their curls and they get them straightened.
The ones that I went to school ended up just twisted.
Twisted and gnarled?
Yes.
Yes.
And some of them have no hair now. A lot of them are in jail, actually. But
indeed, many of the people I went to school with are in jail too. But that's another story, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know where they've gone. To be honest with you, I noticed there's a paucity, as they say in university. There's a paucity of curly-haired people.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think it's the water. I blame fluoride.
Maybe somebody out there knows what happened to curly-haired children.
Maybe someone will. Maybe something we should investigate tomorrow. We haven't had much time today.
Yep.
We'll get into that because I mean, you've seen the curly-headed babbies, and where were the curly-headed big people? When I was at school, it was always people. There was always curly, and you know, and you always slagged them. Of course, maybe that's why they got their hair straightened. The fluoride straightened it, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, you go off and get that album. Enjoy yourself.
Many thanks.
And we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks,
bye.
Gerry.
Bye. Bye. I said we'll do that.
What's our phone number? Our reception number 71.
Hello.
No,
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, I believe you were on the boat with Geordie.
I was, yes.
And how, I'm almost afraid to ask.
What?
Did he behave himself?
He did, yes. We had a great day and he danced with everybody and there was a group and all on it. It was a brilliant day.
Was the bar open?
Yes.
Did he spend much time at it?
Yes.
Was he...
And then we went to the bar in Derry after it.
Where did you go to? Do you remember?
I think he called it the Dawn.
The Dawn? Did you hear that?
Right, no problem. Bye.
Did you hear that?
No. What?
Did you hear that?
No.
Do you know where they went after the boat?
Oh, I take it.
They went to the Dawn Bar.
Never. I bet they had a good time.
I would say they had. We know it well.
We drink it.
Who brought you there?
Well, we met these ones on the boat. We were not from Derry, from Lisbon, so we just followed them all.
It's not the immediate place that, you know, but it's out of the way, isn't it?
It is, yes.
And what a nice little pub it is.
Yes.
Very good.
But there wasn't one good word said about you on the boat or in the bar.
I think I know perhaps the origin of it. Geordie has possibly given out about...
Geordie and Leanne was very upset.
About what?
She says you were supposed to come to the boat.
I was not supposed to come to the boat. I made that clear. I had other things to do that afternoon. Besides, I was soaking.
You were supposed to come and just see the people on the boat, not actually get on the boat. And one lady on the boat says she's not surprised because you wouldn't give the dirt from one of your fingernails.
Well, I tell you, I'll be honest with you now. I probably would have gone down, but the reason why I didn't was because by the time we get finished in our canoes, it was 12 o'clock.
The boat didn't leave to half.
I didn't realise that. But
Well, they were waiting on you, you see, coming.
No, I was soaked to the skin.
Well, Geordie was very upset.
He was not.
He was.
He saw how wet I was. I was
He was
soaked to the
very,
skin.
and there was a lot of people was going to phone you. Just says, listen all week, they'll all be complaining.
Okay, I apologise. No, but one of the reasons why I was soaked to the skin, I was afraid of getting pneumonia. I had to go home and go into a hot bath. No, I apologise.
No, they said you were sitting in the Everglades.
I was not. No, I was. They asked me to go to the Everglades, and I said no. I have to go home and get my wet clothes. I was soaked to the skin, literally. Even me vest.
Well, you missed a good day in the boat.
Even me vest and me stays were wet. I mean, even me very corset was soaked through, and it was a good day.
Yes, it was.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
It brightened up
And
me
did he grab anybody's leg?
I think he did, yes.
Did they object?
No.
Good. They must
No,
have had the
nobody
right-
objected.
They must have had the right amount of drink in them.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much for reporting back.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Bye. Bye. Right. Here's the little thing that Joyce Brush recorded. I don't know.
He said that he wouldn't do the frogs any harm. Yet he dropped one out of the bathroom window.
No, the word was he threw it out.
Yeah, and he said he wouldn't do them any harm.
Well, if somebody threw me out my window, it would do me a lot of harm.
I think so.
Because I'm 2 stories up.
I wouldn't be very quick to try and catch a frog. I would think I'd get the fella next door.
Catch a falling frog and put it in your pocket. Never let it fade away. Catch a falling frog and put it in your pocket. Save it for a rainy day. 'Cause love may come and tap you on the shoulder one rainy day. That's for Joyce Brush. He put music behind that.
You better believe it.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, sorry, we're recording here.
Hello?
Yes, sorry. Thank you, George Bruce, for putting music behind everything we say. Please keep it up. There'll be a small check on its way to you from the BBC.
The waves crashing and the tide pulls out. It's an angry sea, but there is no doubt that the lighthouse will keep shining out to warn the lonely sailor. And the lightning strikes and the wind cuts cold through the sailor's bones to the sailor's soul, till there's nothing left that he can hold except the roaring ocean. But I am ready for the storm. Yes, already I am ready for the storm. I'm ready for the storm. Give me mercy for my dreams, 'cause every confrontation seems to tell me what it really means to be this lonely sailor. But when the sky begins to clear and the sun it melts away my fear, I will cry a silent weary tear at those that need to love me. And I am ready for...
Oh, that just stopped on its own there. Sorry about that. That's a band called Janta. There seems to be some kind of fault in that. I'm sorry about that. Janta, that song called Ready for the Storm, which is all right, really, because I'm told that Patsy O'Hagan is from Ardbow, and he's not from down there at all. Davy Manderson writes to me, and I think he's got some inside information, because he's already written a poem about the dragon boat debacle. I'll read it now. What about all these antics that took place during the event of this dragon boat race, which was held on the waters of Lough Foyle and organised by this DJ called Sean Coyle? Now, Gerry Anderson was asked to do this chore, but said he was beating the drum and couldn't do more. Sean said he was unable to go and couldn't see his way as he'd be golfing on that particular day. Gerry pointed out to him it's for children in need, and he should be setting a much better lead. Sean replied, "Don't forget, I'm organising this thing, so I'm taking that Saturday off to improve my swing. Don't you realise," said Gerry, "I'm competing against the little fat man, that country and western singer from Strabane, who has his boat with celebrities filled, and to be beaten by him, do you think I'd be thrilled? So then," he announced, "seats will be £500, as when rowing you have such a great view around, but there would be any takers to put bums on the seats, whilst he stood at the prow, and this drum he beats." Sean, with his usual giggle and that smile, to fill your boat, it could take quite a while, as people just might not really want to pay to listen to your drumming or what you might say. Then Geordie rang to complain bitterly about these boats that were going to sea, stating on Radio Ulster there had been no mention regarding his boat or about his intention. He was charging all those coming the sum of £5, as he hoped this would bring people from nearby towns to fill his boat for a 4-hour cruise, with each supplied and maybe some booze. "What's this?" cried Gerry, and he rounded upon. "Did you know about this?" he said to Sean. "I told you about it, but you haven't heard not one dicky bird, not even a word." "It's the first time I've heard it," Gerry said, "and they don't even row, but still they get fed. Are they in this race, or are they in there to impede?" "No, Gerry," said Geordie, "it's for children in need." On the day of the race, the crews each were weighed and Fiddling Tom was ruled out. "He's too heavy," they said. With his large frame plus others on any boat, it'd be hard to keep even Gerry's afloat. I'd like to thank at this point Fiddling Tom Cameron for bringing his avoirdupois. Now, Hugo had expected to have a celebrity crew, but no one turned up, so there was nobody he knew. So he handpicked his men, saying, "You'll do, my son," providing they had a bounty, a snowball, or a cream bun. But Gerry, who thought the trip might be risky, consumed sudden Dutch courage in the form of whiskey, having the right frame of mind to captain his crew, which might give him advantage over his rival, Hugo. He filled the bottom of his boat with whiskey for the trip, issued his crew with long straws so they could have a sip, as this added incentive might just do the trick, and a win over Hugo he'd be able to nick. The rain had pissed down on the waters of the Foyle, and with his umbrella up, there stood Mr. Coyle. Yes, he did turn up, after definitely saying he wouldn't, but after thinking it over, he decided, miss it, he couldn't. When the race started, with crowds lining the bank, some of the onlookers were on their knees giving thanks that they weren't the crew of any dragon boat, as they wouldn't believe it could stay afloat. Hugo swore at his crew to row, 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 before this friggin' rain turns to sleet or snow, said his crew to him, encouraged us, you will, or that other saying that comes out of your bill. It was then Hugo snarled at them and said, I'm not in Radio Ulster now, so get this into your head. If you mean Hugo loves you or diddly-idle-dee, just bloody well forget it and stick those oars in the sea, unfortunately. As from his face a cream bun he prized, he forgot to drum, and the boat nearly capsized. With all oars out of rhythm, gallons of water it shipped, and to deal with this problem, he wasn't really equipped. So, carrying this water ballast, it fell yards behind, and Hugo, its captain, became somewhat resigned. As a crew, you're useless, I'm beaten. That's what he said, as Gerry's dragon boat pulled 2 lengths ahead. But the secret was whiskey. Gerry's crew sipping through straws, thus lowering their ballast with every gulp of their jaws. Plus Michael's dog, Polo. It was worth a mint, nipping the legs of his crew. It definitely did its stint. Yes, Michael's Canadian sponsorship really worked, you know. Also, Gerry knew how to get his crew row, with nips of both sorts, which done the deed. And this all helped to raise money for children in need. I'd like to thank all the rowers who took part. I'd like to thank Davy Manderson for memorialising the event in such sterling verse. I'd like to thank Sean Coyle, who did absolutely nothing on Saturday. I'd like to thank Phil and Tom Cameraman, who brought his avoirdupois all the way to Derry Stoke Londonderry. I'd like to thank all the people. I'd like to thank God I'd like to thank my parents for having me. I'd like to thank God for loving me as much as he always did. We'll be back tomorrow at 10:30. Goodbye. I'm very emotional. Goodbye.